Welcome. Over the Top Podcast. It's your boy HD here at the Over the Top Podcast crew. Hey guys, I know we've been away for a while. Everybody had different things they had to take care of and different events and different stuff going on. But we are coming back on the air. We're doing our first show live and in living color. Yes. Who we got on deck tonight? King Sarcasm. Brother Q, what's going on, sir?
Wait, is that my name on Zoom? I mean,
no, that was your name on your other social media platforms.
It is.
Sarcasm, so I thought I'd throw it out there for you.
Actually, no longer is Q Dog King on everything.
Oh, Q Dog King. So that's your nickname. Okay, Q Dog King.
I love you. I love this for us.
Yeah. What's something I have?
What's going on with you, man? What's going on with you?
College life. No college drama because I stay out of all college drama. I am above that. And Michael Jordan is overrated. Okay, let's get started.
Oh, then keep it pushing. Lady T, the lady of the hour. What's up, T?
What up, though, fellas? I missed y'all.
I miss you too.
I love this for us. I missed y'all.
How things going your way? Everything's great?
It's been a good summer, considering everything else. But you know, titties, titty.
Yeah, always titty. Okay.
Titties, titty.
RJ, what's the deal, man? How you doing your way, brother? You're on mute, sir. You're on mute.
Yeah, I had to grasp that I was on mute. Accepting that I won't afford people to use my energy for their means as much anymore. It's time for me to blast past the foolishness and get into that good space.
Nice. We started him out strong. I love it. I saw the playmaker. He's in the house, or he left?
No, he backed out.
He popped out.
I'm sure
popped out here. He'll definitely pop back in. For those who don't know about Over the Top Podcast, just a brief say we can jump back on. We've been doing this about this is going on our third year, guys. I do believe my math is mathing. And man, what a journey has been on. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Thank you, all our fans. We're just a bunch of edutators just trying to raise awareness of our community, make a better life, make things right. That's what we're here to do and have some fun doing it. If you enjoy what you hear, bring a friend. Hell, if you also enjoy what you do, find support us somehow. I don't know. Just say a shout out. But either way, we do thank you. There we go.
You need to let them know once Playmaker G gets on where we couldn't be found, sir.
Yes. I was going to allow you to do that, man.
I can do it.
While we're doing that, Toya, where can they find? Because we're not on the radio no more. Oh wow! But where can they find us?
You can find us on our Spotify Over the Top podcast, on iHeartRadio Over the Top podcast. On our YouTube page, we have two YouTube pages, Over the Top Podcast and Over the Top Sports. And also now our new venture with Amazon Music, at Over the Top Podcast, Amazon Music. Check it out, yo. Please like and subscribe as one of the Z's would tell you.
Yes. Thank you. He's here, the playmaker. What's up, dude?
Buenos dias.
Bonus. Beans and disease to you too, huh? Not bonus dias.
Hey, Hank, I wanted to say something. I had something a little off topic. An all-time Duke team. This for Q. And I know Q head gonna spin around.
I'm a Duke fan.
All-time Duke. Okay.
Look, listen, hear me out now. Point guard, Kyrie Irving. Shooting guard, JJ Redick. 3, Jason Tatum. 4, Zion Williams. 5, Jahlil Okafor.
What?
No Christian Laettner, no Grant Hill.
None of them?
Yeah. Is this about their college career there? Or
Essentially, yeah, that's more or less like one of them type of things. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay,
Tanaya.
then
Hey,
yeah. So
Karina.
let's start off something. Kyrie Irving played 3 games at Duke, so no, he's not on an all-time team. I'm not as well versed on people before my time, but if we're talking about more recent point guards, people forget how good Austin Rivers was at Duke. Two guard. Who said two guard was? JJ Redick?
JJ Redick.
Yes, I agree with that. 3, Jason Tatum. No, like you said, Grant Hill is right there. 4, Zion. I mean, it was only 1 year. I'm pretty sure there's other 4s there.
Elton Brand.
Yeah. Now 5, Gio Okafor. Now Gio Okafor at Duke. I agree with that. I believe he got us our last championship. Him, Grayson Allen. Who else on that team? Amir Johnson is the name I remember for some reason. I think it's because he played for like 6 years at Duke.
Did you guys mention and then we're gonna jump to the show because you would run through a curveball early in the game. Did we mention Christian Laettner in that dude?
We did.
No, he wasn't in there.
Isn't Christian Laettner the best Duke that ever played?
Why don't you stop? Are you serious right now?
Christian Laettner and Bobby Hurley too. Bobby Hurley too.
Christian Laettner had one of the best college careers in about anybody in basketball. Not pro, but college.
Yeah, I think he went to 3. He went to 4 Final Fours. I went and won. I think 1, 3.
Yeah,
2 or 3.
All right, let's get back on track because you did.
Bobby.
If we are just talking about sports, though, I have another sports question. I gotta find it. It was on.
Well, you hold on. We're gonna come to you in sports in a second. Tony, what we got on deck with the Ask Toya tonight?
All right, so tonight's Ask Toya, our first Ask Toya of the new season.
Yes.
The new season is
season 2.
With everything that has gone on this summer thus far with politics, I was wondering what are the OTTP crew's thoughts about the November election, and why do you think we still have a lot of people saying they won't vote at all, or they won't vote for Kamala? Ugh, I'm sorry. From your favorite listener, the hip hop guru.
I'm gonna start with our with our guy who stay on top.
Look at him smiling. He knows
every chance he get. Playmaker. Give us your thoughts on that. Give us your thoughts.
Well, hello everyone. But just to jump into things, I mean, I think people just assume a lot of different things. I mean, just because Republicans may not have with the figure of Trump being at the head, I think some people overlook some of the issues. And when you look at some of the things that they stand for, some of those things fit within some of the quote unquote Southern Baptist philosophy about, we talk about gender roles. I've been in some churches where they take a very strong stance on the gender role, and Republicans are kind of in line with some of those quote unquote Christian views when they talk about abortion or religious views. I shouldn't say Christian. And then you also have, so I think that's one of the big things that you kind of hear. I even know some Black Republicans myself that people are sitting on those issues because of the gender role. So I think you can't just look at just the Republican Party and the front runner of Trump. I think some people are looking at some of the actual issues.
RJ, what's your thoughts?
Being transparent, I think a lot of it is misogyny in relationship to that point, backing off of what Gary says, but at the same time, we tend to be always placed between a rock and a hard place in terms of voting for a political candidate. And so this year is not, it really wasn't ideal when Joe Biden was the nominee. However, Kamala has infused some level of interest and brought a level of vitality to this race that creates a functional debate. Joe Biden wasn't up for it. And what's really crazy, just side note, after Obama left office, he should have ran and we would have never had a President Trump. And then it would have been a functionally good handoff to whoever would run. Because in terms of the democratic process, Democrats tend to win or get voted for at a higher rate than Republicans. So, in all true honesty, this political cycle, I'm happy that she threw her hat in the ring. If I had to choose between the two, I'm definitely going to choose her versus Trump. That's just my opinion.
Q.
So I believe there's a few main reasons why people are not going to vote. And I really think it's just a bunch of people who don't want to vote for a woman. I think that's mainly what it is. Because if it was a thing of, oh, I like what the Republican Party is doing, then they will just vote for Trump. But no, they know they don't like Trump. But for some reason, they just don't want a woman in office. I don't know if that's misogyny, but it is. That's one. That's because it's mainly comes from people who really don't know about politics or don't talk about politics or haven't done anything except go on Twitter and let Elon Musk mess with their algorithm and say, well, Trump did all this happened while Trump was in office. I got paid while Trump was in office. You're an idiot.
This is a very interesting political cycle. Because I felt like this was if the race would have stayed the same with Joe Biden and Donald Trump, I thought this was going to be the last of both. You weren't going to see Donald no more, which you probably won't. You weren't going to see Joe no more. And Donald and the Republican Party had the thumbs up on. We didn't know who we going to vote for. The low turnout, I don't think nobody really want to see that. I'm glad Joe finally, President Biden finally decided to step aside. As for Kamala, am I pronouncing her name properly?
Kamala Harris.
As for future President Harris concerned, she's prepared, she's ready, but just like the PLD guys, a lot of men do not have a hard time voting for women. I think that goes back to the old white man stereotype that I can run and nobody else can't. But here she come, and boy, did she breathe a breath of fresh air to this party. The political was dead. We were dead in the water, dude. She came in. She raised almost $200 million in the first month of her campaigning. So. But black men are also is tired and fed up of the Democratic Party. Y'all heard me say this 1,000 times. There's still two fans on the same snake. I just wish that I'm hoping that the next cycle, we don't have to deal with that overtly racism that we're still dealing with this cycle. But I think the reason they're not low turnout is because of just like Quinn said, I don't know they really want a woman president. What you say, Q?
Here's the thing. It really should be a landslide anyway. I mean, do you know how many AKAs there are in the world?
That doesn't mean they'll all vote for her.
I mean, didn't state this cost like 150 of them? This should be.
You know what's so crazy? Today I saw this post on TikTok. It was a Q, and it was D9 for Trump, Black Greek organizations for Trump, D9 for Trump. And he said, reasons why I won't vote for Kamala. Sir, you can't take all the D9 and say that, it's all you and y'all are all Trump. Because like I always go to the comments first. And the comments were like, yeah, where's that at? Where do y'all, what space do y'all exist in? There are a lot of Black men who will probably vote for Trump because,
They feel unheard. The Democratic Party, black men are finally tired of both political parties. And the Democratic Party been pandering and said they're going to do this and do that. We still got bills on the table. Black men still getting murdered at a high rate and nothing's being done. Black men are frustrated
is that going to voting for him is going to make you stop getting murdered?
No.
Go ahead, Jerry. It's going to get worse.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Go ahead, G.
Much worse.
I went to the great state of South Carolina over the weekend, and I had a cousin of mine pull out the Bible and told me that a woman is not supposed to be in a leadership role. And I was very surprised because I looked at him and I thought I was seeing a reflection of myself because we come from the same family. But then I felt like, oh, wow. He even showed me, talked about a woman's not supposed to be in the pulpit. And that's how deep he took it. So, I mean, I was very shocked that he took this point of view, but, he's a black man, he's a voter, and, he could be on the fence.
Question.
What you say, Ron? Jump in that, Ron, jump in there. What's take, Ron?
When you look at judges in the Bible, there was a female judge by the name of Deborah. Deborah held court in Israel and resided over the kingdom of Israel and supported the judges of that time. And so to hear someone say that a woman can't lead, I'm not saying a woman can't lead, but the frustrating part about it is a lot of it's based on I'm trying to say it in a nice way. A lot of it's based on bull. If you find women that have the aptitude to do certain things, then they're really good at it. Like I can reflect on certain things that I know that women do better than men. And some women do lead well. And so if you acknowledge a person's skill set, if they have the skill set, if they have the knowledge and they have the wherewithal, then you let them lead. That's just that simple.
Last words on T.
So I just really believe that where the question was, why do you think people are still saying they're not going to vote, is because there's a lot of ignorance that we've come across this summer, a lack of knowledge, and just not knowing law. So here's where our opportunity presents itself, as we're going through this voting cycle, and as they spoke last night, as my president and his wife spoke last night, we have, 11 weeks to get this thing moving. Put that word out, get the word out, get that knowledge out. And that's our job. That's what we do. And so in these next 11 weeks, you'll probably be hearing us talk a lot about voting rights and vote laws and laws in your state and the things. Now, in North Carolina, y'all Negroes need to get out and vote because
I know
we got a doozy running here for governor. And I'm not trying to go back.
That guy's crazy. That guy, you got North Carolina.
I'm not trying to go back. But as always, to the hip hop guru, we love you. We thank you for sending out the question. Also, we have a lot of Ask Toyas because we've been on a summer break, chilling and traveling and stuff. And so, I can cuss now because we're not on the radio. Traveling and shit.
I know. Just when you think you're safe. What you think you say? Where can they find you, Toya? I know for those.
So you can reach me. You can reach me at AskToya TOIA74@gmail.com or AskToya on TikTok. Toya L. I'm sorry, AskToya on Facebook. Toya L TOIAEL on TikTok. And just hit me up. Like I said, we got a lot of questions that we got to get to. So of course we'll probably do an all Ask Toya show in the next couple of weeks to get that box down a little bit. That box. I'm so
Yes,
immature tonight, y'all. I'm so immature.
You always immature. But we're gonna move on. Hey, we're gonna add another segment. We're gonna talk a little more politics a little bit later. Not over the head. We don't want to beat it in the head, but there's still one or two more questions I want to ask on that stuff. But we'll jump on that in a little bit down the show. Q, what's our sports review for the summer? What's your sports review, sir?
Sports has been a lot. Let me find my notes because someone on this show had to watch sports during the summer, and I know what none of these people here.
First of all, I watched all the Olympics, sir, and WNBA. Don't do that.
I did the swimming, boy. I ain't do.
Okay, did you watch baseball?
No, not like I usually do. Because
How about
the Olympics.
what about professional? What's that Caucasian sport? Where they be tossing the not horseshoes.
A cornhole.
Cornhole.
Did you watch the yearly annual dog racing competition?
Okay, now, sir.
Come on.
Sports
okay,
review.
now with that being said, here's what happened. In order, the Celtics won the championship, and there was no legacy was changed at all. The only legacy that changed was where is Jrue Holiday ranked among point guards today? Let's see here. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are fighting for Rookie of the Year while their fans have a race war.
That part. A race
war. And while that's going on, A'ja Wilson continues to build her GOAT conversation resume because A'ja Wilson's on GOAT tracks.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Baseball happened. I haven't been watching a lot of baseball. I can't lie. All I know is Shohei Ohtani is also building a GOAT resume because this man said, "Okay, I can't pitch because I gotta have what's that, sir? Tommy John surgery. I'm just gonna be the best hitter in the league with essentially one arm." Let's see. And here's the important one. Republicans, conservatives, and every other weirdo in the country thought the conservative country of Algeria would send a trans woman to the Olympics, despite the fact that a quick Google search will show you that A, being trans is illegal in Algeria, so that's impossible to begin with. B, she has a disability that gives her XY chromosomes, but she was born biologically a woman with all the working parts. And now she's suing said weirdos who lied on her name and her body. And she won gold at welterweight.
Any comment on that story, guys? Anybody have any?
I think it was complete and utter foolery and fuckery. As Q.
Say it again.
Look, we're free. We're free.
Playmaker, you got that to say on that, sir?
I can curse. My mom watching.
You got that to say on that, Playmaker?
No, I would just say it was very interesting how the media portrayed that at first, because the media didn't go into some of the information that Q provided. The media went straight into trans woman knocks out. The other lady quit after she got hit like once or twice, and they kept throwing it, making it a trans woman type thing. So I thought it was very interesting how the media portrayed that.
Just because she got hit too hard. She got hit too hard.
Oh,
they do that on purpose.
They most certainly did it on purpose. I told you, I've seen it on Twitter. I'm not calling it X. I've seen it on Twitter. They're saying the Democrats are letting this happen in Paris. First of all, what you mean Democrats are letting anything happen in Paris?
What's your thoughts on that, RJ?
The only thing that was in Paris was niggas, and they weren't in the boxing.
I don't think they'll have another Olympics in Paris ever again. Everything that went there.
Paris did all the U.S. people dirty. They did everybody dirty.
What's your thoughts on that, RJ?
Clickbait.
Yeah.
It was clickbait. And I think it was one of those things that was really kind of erroneous and dysfunctional in the way that they did that. And I looked at the insignia on the back of her jersey, and like what Q said, I kind of knew, man, no Muslim nation is going to send a trans woman to the Olympics. So I knew it was a little bit erroneous when they said that. And I knew eventually it would correct itself. It's just sad that she had to go through that. And it's sad that people are so willing to run with the lie before they hear the truth. So,
Facts. Good stuff, Q. Tonight we're gonna
Wait a
do
minute.
this.
Wait a
You
minute.
got some more?
One more, and this is
Okay.
a question.
I'm sorry.
This is my own personal segment where I will give y'all a statistic, and you tell me if this person is a Hall of Famer or not.
Okay.
All right. This NBA player, career average 16.8, which ranks him 21st all-time in points. 4.3 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 8-time All-Star, 2-time MVP. Is that player a Hall of Famer?
No finals?
At least one finals appearance, maybe two.
Who's the player? You know, you just giving out stats and saying.
Oh, we got the stats.
I want to see if y'all think he's a Hall of Famer first.
What's the stats again? I
He's
didn't hear.
borderline.
7. So round it up. 17 points, 4.5 assists, 4.5 rebounds, 3 assists.
Well, he got to do something else.
2-time MVP.
2-time MVP. Yeah, you're Hall of Famer.
Not MVP. My bad. 2-time All NBA.
Oh, no,
No.
he's not a Hall of Famer. He don't get in. He don't get in, sir.
You don't get in?
Who is it, kid?
That player is North Carolina legend Vince Carter.
He don't
Serious?
get. No, but but he is gonna get in the Hall of Fame though, because he was going
Now,
to,
mind
as
you,
the longest player to play the game, but LeBron.
correct. That 16.8 is fool's gold for his 10-year run with the Raptors and the Nets. He averaged 24 points per game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that the good stuff there, sir. I like the lad that was. Go ahead,
Doesn't he have some hardware? Didn't he get a hardware with Jason Kidd?
No, he was not on that team.
Finals.
So I think first off, Jason Kidd and that New Jersey Nets team ran into the Lakers. First
Did
off,
you put up a shirt?
Yes.
He got
He
props.
the other man having on deck. He had it
Still
on
got
deck.
props.
and then that was one time. I think he was also on that Magic team that went to the finals and lost to
The Lakers.
Yes.
Yeah, Vince will handle
Hey,
championship.
Don't pull that shirt up no more, sir.
With that being said,
Facts check.
With that being said, where does Vince Carter rank all time? Because he's at one point he was top 20 all time in points. He's 21 right now.
I don't know if he first ballot. He did. They may honorable mention to get him in, but I don't know if he first ballot.
Does the dunk contest hold any weight?
I mean, some people call him the best in-game dunker of all time. We just talked about the Olympics. You saw what he did to that 7-foot guy from was that France too?
I forgot who that was with. All right, Jay, what's your thoughts, man? Like you in deep meditation, sir.
You're muted.
Gilbert said something that was real dope about him. The criticism was real. He said, man, if you look at Vince Carter had everything that everybody wanted. He said his vertical was bananas, his body, his physicality was bananas. He said, but he didn't max out his talent. He said, when you think about Kobe Bryant had a standard 38-inch vertical, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 6'5", 6'4", all those attributes, but Kobe got the most out of his body. So when you think about what separated one from being great and one from being good was the fact that it was the mentality. And I think the one thing when people look at Vince, they're always going to think about his mentality. Because seeing him play at Carolina, I was like, this dude is going to dominate. Yeah. But Vince didn't have that. He couldn't turn it on and be nasty. and it's at a point in time where, like, Irvin Magic Johnson is the nicest guy in the world, but he'll kick in your goddamn teeth to win a game.
Right.
Larry Bird gonna talk trash to you, but he want to win the game. Barkley, most jovial guy off the court, but he want to win the game. Dr. J wants to win the game. All these guys are the really greats of that time when Vince was coming in or back into his career. All those guys wanted to win the game. And what separated them was that they were mean enough, and they were just like Dwayne Wade, want to win the game. Dwayne Wade talent is nowhere near his, but I don't know.
I got one more question for everybody. We can move on.
G got something to say.
Yeah, you good.
Responding to what Ron said, the Kobe and Vince Carter comparison, that Shaq doesn't have anything to do with that.
Well, Kobe's wins. Kobe's. I mean, how many he got without Shaq? He do got 2 without Shaq, don't he?
Hey, they said something. They said something that's real dope about that too, though. And this was dope. This was awesome. And I don't know if everybody's seen this. Kobe was coming on so much while he was playing with Shaq. I think he had a streak where he was going somewhere in the neighborhood of about he scored 40. You seen that?
10 games in a row, and Phil told him to slow down because we got to take care of the big fella. The big fella. He never broke the record.
He sacrificed. And Kobe, unlike a lot of people, they were so good as talents that Kobe could sacrifice some of his game and they still could win. Whereas,
go ahead.
Oh, gee, don't you dare.
Go ahead. We'll get that
everybody knows
we just want to do a brief stop and keep
Kobe
pushing.
when he played the game. But even though I hated him when he played the game, I can't deny what a great player he was.
Okay, so, Playmaker, you got the last word, Playmaker, then we'll move on.
Well, no, I'm not saying he wasn't great. I'm just saying that he was also surrounded by great talent, which is Shaq, which is Phil Jackson, which is Big Shot Rock. I mean, who did Vince Carter play with?
Well, let's say
arguably a top 5 point guard with Jason Kidd.
All right, guys, we'll continue that down the sports lane. We're gonna keep pushing down the line a little bit.
Wait, I got one thing.
Yes.
So no, I'm just gonna say that we OTT Sports, we will return Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football. I'm sorry, Thursday Night Football. On Amazon, which you can listen to us on. Y'all like the way
download Amazon. And we're gonna talk a little more sports as the day go. Hey guys, this is our first show back, so we're kind of lighthearted, not want to dig in nothing too deep or get long-winded on Vince and Kobe, which will be okay. We'll spend 3 hours on that, so we're not gonna do that tonight. But we want to do a little summer review, and we did it in 3 categories: in the political community, and the entertainment sector. So I broke it down to 3 areas, and we're gonna ask one question. We're gonna go with round robin. We're gonna start with the Playmaker, go with Ron, Toya, then we end with Q. And we're gonna start with the presidential election. Good thing I asked Toya, that's a kind of links it in together, which is cool. But guys, what are some of the main events of this political season that really caught your eye, caught your attention? We'll go with you, Playmaker.
Man, there's so many different things. To try to narrow down to one is hard. But I guess the shocking thing that happened this summer was the Supreme Court giving the immunity deal. That was just shocking to me. I mean, a man on trial. I mean, in the middle of a trial, you going, had that vote. I was like, oh wow, okay, But and he got 40 or 50 more cases to go. So I thought that was very surprising.
Thought there was some backroom dealings going on back there. Got some backroom dealings.
Yeah, I mean, why waste the taxpayers' money if you're gonna go ahead and pass something like that? Just go ahead and send them home.
Yeah. Rob, what about you, sir? What was one of the main things of political race this summer that caught your attention?
You said political.
Yeah, we'll stay political first, then we'll.
I'm not gonna say anything specific to any particular race. Me and a friend of mine had an interesting debate. He said, man, a friend of his posed a question to him, why don't you get off the Democratic plantation? So, and think about the Democratic plantation thought process. I would pose a question to you guys. How do y'all feel about that? And how do we push for, and I'm going to ask this question of y'all, how do we push for more feasible and more functional candidates to represent our interests? Because when he said something about the Democratic plantation, it made me think about how come we don't ever push a national agenda to get what we want in that particular. That's just a thought. So
Okay.
that's been on my mind for the summer.
Okay. Do you want to answer that, T? Or you want to get your answer first? Because I can pose an answer to it from my perspective.
Oh no, I think literally mine was the same as G's with
yeah.
That took me aback. I, clutched my pearls, as a lady would say. That probably was, yeah, like, and then the fact that all these felons who can't get jobs, but this dude is running for president. That part, that's amazing to me too. That you have to catch your breath on that one. All these felons who can't find a place to live and can't get jobs and want to do right in the world, but
they call us thugs, but he running for the highest job in the land. What do you say, Q?
I might run for president.
You do. I'll vote for you.
What do you say, Q? So to piggyback off Tori and G, I have a friend right now who has something on his record, and he can't get a fast food job because of that. But you're telling me Trump can run for president?
Yeah,
34 of them. That's wild. To back up what Ron said, if you want someone who's more beneficial for the black man and black woman, there is a woman who graduated from Howard, is in the Divine Nine, and y'all don't want her because she's a woman. So at some point, maybe it's not the Democrat plantation, maybe it's the plantation mindset. You can leave, Bob, or fight back. You got someone in there for you right now, but you don't want them because they're a woman. Now, as for my personal shock of this election, speaking of Trump, he got shot, and we don't care, and that was funny.
Yeah.
Now, what's not funny was the man who ended up getting hit. I know you're at a Trump rally. Klan rally. That's what it is. I know you're at a Klan rally, but just like I say for my people, just because we have different opinion, don't mean you need to die. But with that being said, he got shot in the ear, and as a collective black community, we looked at that and said, that was fake.
Yeah, that was rough. And I'm guilty of that. I didn't know, it wasn't no remorse. It went, whoa, that didn't look right. That didn't quite look right. I'm gonna get back to Ron's question, Kyle. That Democrat plantation. I think a lot of reasons, a lot of educated black folk not ready to jump off that plantation is because of the averted racism that coming out of the Republican Party. I guarantee you, if the Republican Party put a candidate out there that's not as racially charged as Trump and feed to that far right Klan Nazi movement, I guarantee you it would be more black Republicans. The next cycle, you're gonna see more black Republicans than you ever did.
Actually, speaking of, I do have a question about that.
I guarantee you.
So I'm younger. My first option for voting was Trump and Hillary. So I've been screwed since I turned 18. What were the Republicans like before Trump? Because for all my knowledge about Republicans is MAGA. That's all I've known since I've been able to vote.
There
Yeah,
was
so I
some
mean,
there was some reasonable Republicans at points in times that did things that were really positive. Like I tell people all the time, in terms of being a statesman, George Herbert Walker Bush was a statesman. He essentially looked at the federal budget and knew he was going to potentially effectively lose the election if he did this possibly. He said no new taxes in the State of the Union address. And then he had to raise taxes. And guess what they did? The Republican Party revolted against him. You go all the way back to Al Gore's election. The Republican has not run a popular vote in almost 25 years, seems like 20 to 25 years. So if you really reflect upon that, we are in a different space. And then also one of the things that's really kind of what has sparked the great replacement theory and some of the things that you're seeing in the politics. The reality that America is becoming more
interracial.
Yeah, a melting pot, like a true melting pot.
Exactly.
It's becoming more of a true melting pot. So you're going to have, a diverse set of views. The issue is that we've not necessarily had candidates put before us that have been consistently in line with what we needed. And like I said, Joe Biden should have ran the first time when he left office as the vice president. I think he beats Trump. The one thing we did with Hillary, they stepped aside and let her have the opportunity because of who Bill Clinton was.
Right.
To me, she wasn't deserving of it.
But she wasn't deserving. She wasn't deserving, and she lost. And I think it's a picking up. But I think a lot of it. Now, what surprised me this year, that raised my eyebrow, is and I love my family, but if they allow me to go to that debate stage the way our President Joe Biden family, that man go out there and try to debate, we're gonna have some problems. That's a problem. That man, I mean, hey man, I don't mean no harm. I don't talk about the elderly. I don't talk about mental health. I understand people get old. Who let this man out there on that debate stage? And he can't even complete a full sentence.
Hey, hold on. In his defense, have you seen how he's been talking lately? They say Joe put his 2 weeks in and stopped caring. He say whatever he want now.
Hey man,
guys, he always had from what was said, he's always had more or less like a stuttering problem.
I got a stuttering problem. That man got an old problem. I got a stuttering problem.
Listen what I'm saying.
Was okay.
Huh?
His speech for the DNC was okay.
Well, I think he could effectively prepare for that. And I think also too, back-to-back trips, being on them planes, things of that nature, some of the schedule that presidents have to go through, or people that have those rigorous type schedules, man, you can't do that stuff at almost on that 90 years old.
And then that man sent out a memo is we're not discussing nothing after 8 o'clock. Wait a minute, guy.
Hey,
whatever. I don't want to discuss nothing after 5.
You're the president of the United States.
I'm in bed by 8 o'clock, sir, and I'm 50. I know.
But you're not the president of the United States, neither.
Hey, I'm the same. I be telling people, hey, once the Shreela comes on, do not ask me to leave. I'm in bed. My head wrap is on.
But neither one of us has a full-time job. The presidency is a full-time 24-hour-day job. But anyway, those are my takes. Playmaker. We're gonna start with one. So, and we'll do round. Well, I guess that's he's covered there. I'm trying to think. What can we do? I'm going to do with Playmaker. How important do you believe this political cycle is to our country? Is this a turning point, or is just this a glitch in the road?
I think it's a very critical time in this election. All elections I think have their place, but I think this one, because of we can go left or right, and depending on the candidate that is elected, things could be completely different for America over the next couple of years. So I think it's very important. The Project 2025 is kind of heard about some of those things, and if you look at how the country is leaning, you kind of see some of those things kind of falling in place. We talked about the PragerU in previous episodes. We talk about bills not being passed. We talked about affirmative action. So I definitely think that the country is in a position of preparing for a change. It just depends on what that change is. So I think it's very, very critical that people go out and vote for this upcoming election.
Good stuff. Anybody else have anything to add before we move from the political area to the social?
How do I want to say this? There are people okay with the fact that across the world, there's a group of people, there is a literal, was it a race? There is a country of people dying.
Huh?
Palestine getting, Palestine basically getting killed and genocided by Israel. And people are okay with that for some reason.
In fact, I don't think anybody, sir. I don't think anybody is upset with people dying. But I think you're talking about that's more of a religious war that's been going on forever and a day. That's not going to be solved in a year or 2 years, neither.
There are Democrats who are not voting for Kamala Harris because they believe she is in support of the genocide.
Kamala Harris, that's what I said. She wanted a ceasefire. She ain't sure that she wanted no genocide.
There are
people
who
because her husband's Jewish?
Huh?
Is it because her husband's Jewish?
Yes.
I know you like social media. I don't.
And like he said last night, she goes to temple with him and he goes to church with her on Easter.
Right.
So they go into each other's world. And being brought up in a mixed religious family, I've seen how it works and how it works well. Whereas then you come into each other's world. But I get what you're saying. This is one topic I don't want to touch.
But I'm gonna go with Ron. Go
ahead, D got
Ron, what's your since Quentin brought it up? I wasn't gonna go down the road because I'm not that versed in it, but Quentin. So I'm gonna go to you, RJ. What's your thoughts on the Palestine-Israel?
I'm about to go kind of left on this too to a certain degree, but not like as far as Q. I'm gonna say this to you, Brother Andrew Tate, the great Andrew Tate, said that there have been great presidents. He heard Putin say this. He said, I've seen 3 presidents, and 3 presidents have been elected that have had great ideas. And then they meet these guys in suits, and these guys in suits come and tell them how America is really run. And then effectively what ends up happening in those situations is that a lot of those great ideas don't come to pass. So what you have is a group of people that facilitate things here in America. And that facilitation is a part of what it is that you see. So for you guys, I would say for the public, do your research. I'm totally opposed to what happened in terms of what took place in Palestine because it's really hurtful to see that in any type of setting. There's also a genocide taking place in the Congo too. Nobody talks about that.
No.
Because it's people of color. Right. So what we must be functionally aware of is that there are significant events taking place around the world where people are being murdered or killed for monetary sake. And there's a lot of stuff that's directly correlated with what took place with that Palestine conflict that when people speak about it, it gets kind of swept under the rug. But there was a lot of people that knew that situation was going to jump off and the hostages were going to be taken. And the overkill that has taken place in this particular situation is really tough to see. So as a person that looks at it, I would say to anybody, do your research. Go back and look and see who truly effectively runs this country. And even in this, and this is a little bit off topic from what he was talking about, we had a guy by the name of Joe Biden that's been the president. They have this thing called greedflation. He hadn't addressed it. Kamala has stepped forward and said she's willing to address some aspects of what the profit margins are. I'm gonna put a thought into the space, and I want y'all to think about it. This beautiful sister said, America is a business. One of the reasons why we've not been successful in America is we haven't realized that it's a business. And if you make things a business and you create monetary means to create money to facilitate things for you, then you can control more things inside of that business. The moral of the story is that's what we lost coming out of Reconstruction. That idea of being our own business owner and owning our businesses transitioned into a space where we had that economic power. So
Facts.
a lot of why we deal with some aspects of this political process, we deal with some aspects of some of these things where we don't have as much say, is because we don't have the economic buying power, or the people that have the economic buying power in our communities are very quiet with their money.
Definitely.
For a reason.
But, yeah.
But I agree with you, Ron, with what we lost when we came out of Reconstruction. When we talk about that, because we talk about that all the time, that economic power that we had. And that was a reason for somebody to whisper into a good Negro's ear and say, well, y'all need to integrate, because what did they need? They needed those dollars. And now what do we not have? Those dollars.
I think, but what Sis said in all true honesty is we crippled a whole city with the Montgomery bus boycott. We shut it down, a whole complete industry. And we didn't have social media. We didn't have access to various different mediums.
We had a typewriter and telephone.
Dialogue.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Ron.
So I would just say to people, man, like when we start thinking about the conflict that took place in Palestine, because I don't want to move far away from what he said, I think there's a lot of things that need to be called into question. I think our government needs to be called on the carpet for what it's done to its citizens. I think it's really problematic. They feed us what they feed us. I think they know that. Man, Cat Williams was being funny, but he said, McDonald's potato can't be touched for 4 weeks after they harvest it because they spray it with chemicals. I was like, that's funny as hell, but it's the truth. So I think we have to really kind of challenge the norm within reason. And I think what's really crazy, the hustle is for kids to go to school. But are they truly enlightening kids?
Yeah, now you about to jump to a whole different topic. We try to stay on topic. You got me running so well. Hey, but the president's election, guys, one thing we definitely want you guys to do before you don't do nothing else. Vote. That's the last word on that. Tori, I'm coming with you. We're gonna switch up to the social art community. What were some of the major things, one of the major things that caught your attention this summer when it comes to affect our community?
So my thing is, of course, Sonia Massey.
Yeah.
We get to this point where sometimes we've become hardened. It's become a norm for us to watch police brutality. And that's sad within itself. But this situation was just it got to the point where I said, no, I'm not going to watch this video. I don't want to see this video. I'm not going to do this again. I don't want to be in that space. I'm trying to do things in life, and I just don't want to be in that space. But there were so many Ask Toyas about it, and so many people sent me the videos. When I say there was at least 70 emails about this incident with this woman. And to see the video, and then to still say that this man needs his job back, he needs to be paid, although he's been arrested. You just question, as we go through this election, what is life going to be if certain people get into office and the rules that they said that they were going to make are made, and then we're walking around fearing for our lives and scared to call the police when we need help. She called the police because she needed help. She thought there was a burglar at her house, and the police officer came in and shot her in the face. for no reason whatsoever as to just shoot her in the face. So
Didn't give her naked.
the thing that bothers me the most too is that this man's record, his record showed that he did not need to be a police officer. He was dishonorably discharged from the military. He had been moved 4 or 5 times because of his behavior. When are we gonna do better vesting in looking at? I mean, I do background checks on my employees, and not just the state. I do nationwide, because I can't have a person going up into another person's house to take care of an elderly or sickly person and not know if they're a criminal, if they've been charged with anything, if they're a felon. Even I can't hire felons, that part. But that
be president though.
You can be president, and you can be a police officer.
Cool.
Not that he was a felon, but it's just dismissive. And the fact that this sister knew, she called him the devil. She's like, Satan, I rebuke, like she knew she was going to lose her life. And that's what makes it even sadder, that we still in 2024 are still dealing with this type of violence in our community.
And we gonna dive there, and when our next shows, we're gonna get a little more deeper. But there is a criminal act. There's a bill still on the table that haven't passed. That have passed the House or didn't pass the Senate, but it's been on the desk for 2 presidents now, Democrat and Republican. And the George Floyd bill still have not been passed. If that was passed, this officer would not have been able to be in the House, because one of the addendums that's in that law says that it's transparent. So you can't jump from one police station to other police station. You have bad issues. So if we pass the bill, guys, Democrats, Republicans, whoever hear me, we won't have that problem. Playmaker, I ain't heard from you a while, so I'm gonna come with you with this one. Do you believe that our community will ever get to the point where we can have a positive relationship with law enforcement?
Yeah, I think some people have positive relationships now. I think it just depends on, your. I mean, I don't think I think it depends on your policing entity that you're around. I think some police officers take pride in their work. I think they do a great job for their communities, and I think you also have some that are bad apples. So I think it is possible. I think in some places and some communities, it's there now.
Okay, now what's some things that you found that this summer that you found interesting that happened to our community? Was it the same, or you got something different going on?
Well, not necessarily our community, but just something that was eye-opening to me. So I know that the U.S. has its, we have the gender role and the conversations going across about that. I was surprised to see that in the opening ceremonies in the Olympics, that other countries have views and are dealing with how to cope with those types of differences among people. It was eye-opening to me that it's not just in America; it is all over the world that people are struggling with gender identity and how to cope with people's rights and respect rights of others.
So do you think that people are struggling with, or you think it's hard for people to accept?
Well, both, because if somebody's struggling with it, it means somebody ain't accepting it.
And then it's illegal in certain countries.
That too.
So, yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, Q? Is it legal in certain countries?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We just talked about the box from Algeria. It is illegal in Algeria to be trans. And which is why she's suing all of them, because that woman, even though a lot of people are probably bagging her now, that one probably as homophobic as the people in her country. That's probably why she's suing, because probably calling her trans is probably one of the most disrespectful things someone can call that woman, or calling her a man. Well,
it could be a death sentence.
Probably one of the most disrespectful things you can call her. So, but yeah, that is across country. People are finally realizing that. First off, the whole gender roles thing was created by the Caucasian man.
That's what now?
Was the whole gender roles thing was created by the Caucasian man. The men,
Okay, elaborate on that.
the men from
Elaborate.
I cannot remember who said it, but I remember someone saying in Africa way back when gender roles weren't really a thing. It just you did what needed to be done. Even now in the black household, it's not really a lot of gender roles. It's you do what needs to be done in the house.
Facts.
I think one of the traditional parts of where we kind of miss out on the deeper connection with diverse parts of culture, going to Africa and watching the Maasai, it's levels to it. And when I say it's levels to it, kids as young as, man, like 3 to 5 will be out tending like smaller goat, closer to the tribe and closer around the home. You get to be like a typical young teenager, a little bit older. You tend to be afforded the opportunity to watch parts of the herd, and you're assigned certain duties. The young ladies want to get water. You would see them walk down to get water. So one of the things that happened, and I think brother from what's the brother's name? Oh man. He's on a hit show. He said, man, you guys here in America, man, y'all are not tasked with doing a lot of different things. Oh, bro, he's on BMF. He's Terry, he's Southwest T, but he's from London. And he was like, y'all are not tasked with doing anything. So it doesn't really maturely bring about the change that you need. We spend too much time being young, so to speak, and not necessarily focused on the things that we want. And the one thing that I've learned just over a period of time, just a good word for us all, the more you focus on what you want when you're young, the more you manifest it, the easier life is going to be on the back end. If you look at all the athletes and all the people that are ultra successful, they knew what they wanted to do really quickly. You know, some of those people got married really quickly, and they're with their significant others, and they stayed with them, and they had pretty good relationships. So if you really reflect on that, the people that really know what they want, they live a better quality of life. And I think that's one of the things that we kind of fell into. We fell into that hippie culture and all that other stuff. It's not necessarily, that wasn't necessarily our thing when we raised our children. But yeah, so I don't know. That's just a thought.
Nah, that's a good thought. Good stuff. Good stuff. Tori, you have anything else you want to add to the community aspect tonight that caught you out, or you want to respond what Ron was saying?
Community. I thought we were doing social. Okay, we do.
Oh, we can do social.
My bad. No.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Relationship wars are still going on, and I'm tired. Let it go. Tap out.
Is that still going on for you, man? You think that's a big issue now? The men, are we still fighting the black men, the black women relationship wars?
Yeah,
we still not on the same page yet.
Yeah,
How we not on the same page, Quentin? What do we miss?
Okay, so first off, again, black men are still, well, first off, homophobic, but that's another thing. They're still misogynistic. And, well, yeah, homophobic too. Here's something I had. It may be off topic, but I'll swing it back. I saw a video on Twitter the other day, maybe on TikTok too. A black man on a podcast said he does not let other men cut his hair.
Okay. Well, you see how everybody scratched their head.
What part?
Well, now go ahead now. You may have something with that. Go ahead, because I'm gonna back you over that with you. Go ahead.
There is people try to tell me toxic masculinity isn't a thing. Toxic masculinity isn't a thing. Toxic masculinity allows people to say they don't want another man to cut their hair. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that guy, if a woman was in the barbershop, he'd say, well, why is a woman in this barbershop? Who do you want to cut your hair then?
So maybe you know, and now as you know that my wife twisted my hair, so
My
that's
mom, she twists mine. By the way,
so. But, you know,
I
I
need to
had a
get a
homeboy. He
retwist
got braids, and when the female twist, you know, I don't know, you know, for men, and I don't know. Cutting hair is one thing, but braiding your hair may be a different. Is that different, Toya? Is that me being is that me being different?
Having a man braid your hair.
Yeah, having a grown man sitting, you are sitting between his legs, so he
First of all,
that
First off, sir. First off,
is
sir.
that what
Some
we
people
want to
say
do?
that
Is that what we
between
go?
somebody's legs, sir. I mean,
some people say
normally, hold on, Q. Normally, when you see somebody twist or braid somebody's hair, they
That's
in
at
between the
home.
legs. So,
That's at
so if a
home.
brother can braid,
There-
is he?
That's at home, but in a salon, there are men who braid and do dreads and do hair and are straight. There are straight men that do hair.
And maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. And I'm gonna say it's me because even when I go get pedicures, if a dude sit down and start, I'm not letting no dude rub on my feet. I'm sorry. She got.
when I go get my pedicure, my pedicurist is a man.
But ain't no man can rub on my feet. Twist my hair. I don't know.
So this is another thing that I learned about
I don't know. Maybe it's me.
us this summer is that our generation is as hip hop and we are extremely conservative. We are.
How about you, Ned? Hey, would you rather? I know you got a barber, sir, but would you let a man braid your hair, playmaker? Will you sit with your man?
First of all, he ain't got no hair. He ain't got no hair. He ain't got no. Well, I ain't got no hair, but he ain't got no.
I'm not gonna sit in between anybody's legs and let them do my hair. So that's just me. I don't male, female, cat, dog. I just don't want to be in nobody's leg while they doing my hair. But I will support this. I do have a female doctor. Because of when I had my first prostate exam, which was too early for me to have that type of exam. It was by an old white man, and it made me feel some kind of way. So ever since then I've been going.
So you rather have a female doctor than an old white man playing in your booty?
See what I'm saying, Q? It is a conservative. We are a conservative.
I have been saying this since I've been saying this since the beginning of Over the Top podcast.
You have, but I really realized it this summer with certain things that I so first of all, it's shucking and jiving going on behind me. It's wacky shuffle.
What about you, Ron? What's your thoughts? You quiet over there, sir. While you deal with the background noise, what are your thoughts, Ron? What's your thoughts, sir?
In relationship to specifically like drilling down on the part of it.
Well, I guess Quinn said you won't let a man cut his hair. Do man, I think that's a little extreme. But
I've had women barbers. I've had women barbers at points in times, and women can't. And you know what? Like no bull. I'm gonna tell it like a little wild story. My girlfriend in high school used to cut my hair. She cut my hair for 2 years, 2 solid years, faithfully. And I look pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? The only time I really got a haircut outside of that is when we broke up and I went to the prom. And a couple after that, we did. I went with a different girl. But I would say this to you. A woman can do hair, that's fine. I'm not sitting between nobody's legs and letting them braid nothing in my hair. Funny story. We used to go to do prison ministry, and them cats used to have the freshest braids. And I'm sitting here thinking like, man, bro, how'd you get those braids? And did you let some other man play in your hair? And if I had to have my hair in that particular situation, I'm getting it cut. No disrespect to anybody else. That's your choice. To each his own.
I'm going forward. If Lord forbid, I never had to do that. Yeah, I may have to let them go, dog. I may have to let them go. I'm not gonna be able to maintain them. I'm not gonna be able to maintain them.
Yeah, to each his own, though. You can do what you want.
And get your hair done, right?
Huh?
You do sit between your wife's legs and get your hair done.
Pretty much.
There it is. And
Pretty
there
That's
it
his
is.
wife, though. That's a different
That's my
story, though.
wife, though. That's my
But
wife.
it's just
Y'all
I'm
are
not
not
sitting
going to
between
talk about my
anybody's
mama
like
like he ain't in the room with him right now.
I mean, the truth is the truth. The truth is the truth.
But I'm gonna tell you this. I have helped my significant other at points of time grease their scalp. So I have done stuff like that. You can, as a mate, you can't. I'm just saying, you will and can do stuff like that, depending upon whether you want to do it. Hell, my girlfriend used to give me facials and then also do my nails. Like word, like for real.
Yeah, then we got to get off that toxic masculinity. But we're gonna move on to sports. Gary, what's your thoughts on the? No, I got a question for you, play man. Get you back in the game. Do you believe that the NBA is achieving the goals to make the game more an international game? Out the blue, I just try to throw a question out the blue.
I don't think that's their goal. I think their goal is to maximize the dollar. And any way they can maximize the dollar is what they're going to do. Whether that's if they could make money, have mice out there playing basketball, they'll have mice out there playing basketball. I think it's not
Were you
necessarily.
impressed with the NBA and the Olympics? How the NBA players played in the Olympics? Was you impressed?
You mean
I was
Team
impressed with
USA?
South Sudan.
South Sudan, you was impressed with South Sudan?
Oh, let me tell you something. Them brothers.
Wait a minute, we talking about playing basketball.
No, but the
to
basketball too, because I was impressed with their basketball skills. Not saying that most of them play in America anyway, but it's just the fact that you have a country where they don't even have inside practice. They play outside, and then what they've done over the years to get that team built up and how they came in and played. Look, they put on a hell of a show.
Okay.
And they was fine too. I like that darkness.
I would like to. Well, first off, congrats the men and the women U.S. basketball teams because they both won gold. They both beat France. What else I had to say? There are people, and there are specific media, in-game media, who, and I saw this on Twitter. Someone tried to push a narrative when U.S. was losing to France. One of the media, I forgot who was, popped on Twitter and said, if LeBron loses this game, this affects his legacy. LeBron won that game, and he shut up. So, first off, shout out to LeBron. Rightfully deserved that MVP. Yes, Curry had a great last two games, but the first two games, it was not for the first. Besides the last two games, Curry was only there when you need him. It was the last two games where Curry said, "Okay, you all tired now? I'll take over."
But now, you mentioned everybody else, but Kevin Durant, and he should have won the MVP.
I was about to get to Kevin Durant because I was really about to say, shout out to Kevin Durant. He now has the most gold medals with 4, breaking his tie with Carmelo Anthony with 3. Speaking of Melo, Melo needs a coaching job because Steve Kerr would have had them losing that game if Melo wasn't on that sideline telling the team what to do. Y'all, I know people saw the video of Melo on the sideline telling KD, move, KD, ISO, stop passing the ball. Yeah, KD, go get you a bucket.
Yes, yeah, how about that Simone Biles? I know we talked about a little bit about basketball. Let's switch over. How about that Simone Biles? What do you think about her toy?
I love her. I love that there was. I love that. First of all, I hate the football player that plays for the Ravens, because his name's not relevant. Would say that there's having 3 sisters on the podium and them giving Rebecca her props was disgusting.
Who said that?
It's a player for the Ravens, a defensive back for the Ravens. I can't remember his name because that's how irrelevant he is.
Okay.
But the point was that you had 3 sisters on the podium.
I thought it was class personified.
And giving each other props is what women do. It's what we should do all the time. Rebecca went through her life in itself being in Brazil and what she had to go through, and then 6 ACL. Come on, now I got 2 new knees. I know what it's like to have rebuilds and ACL rebuilds and MS, tears and things like that playing ball. So imagine doing it and being a gymnast and still coming out there and looking like a beast.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. Simone is, and she's not stopping. And they're both over the age of what you should be as a gymnast, 27 years old. Well, you look at that as young, but
that's ancient for a
and
gymnast.
they're not stopping. She's not stopping.
Don't
I love
stop.
it.
Hey, congratulations to all the Olympics, gold medal, the Olympians. Thank you for the entertainers that come in with the gold. Those that win the gold, thank you for making it. Congratulations for even making it finally over there. Hey, guys, we're going to round table. I know I forgot something. So we're going to round table. If I forgot something for the summertime, put it in your last thoughts. And we're going to start with the playmaker. And if I forget anything, and your last words, sir.
I guess my last words to kind of stick with the theme of get out and vote, and not just make sure you have a voting plan, and part of that voting plan is make sure you know what the laws are in your particular state, because they have tweaked some of the registration guidelines and qualifications. So make sure you have a plan before the day of, so you can make sure you get out and vote and your vote is counted.
Cutie, if I forget anything, let us know, and your final thoughts, sir.
Well, now I can't remember what you forgot, but my fault. Well, I have a thought, but I also have a question, because I had another question for the sports show, for the sports segment, but you moved on.
I'm sorry, sir. Do you want to ask your question?
Yes. Well, not want to. I was going to ask my question. I saw us on Twitter, because I'm on social media chronically. Someone said, "What team are you picking? The 96 Bulls, but you add Kobe Bryant. The 2017 Warriors, but you add LeBron James. And the 2004 Lakers, but you add Larry Bird." Now, knowing the age demographic of here, I have a feeling I know the answer of the 4 people here, but there's really only one right answer. But I'm gonna let y'all.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna say that answer. We're not gonna answer it tonight. We're gonna say the answer for the sports show, and we can dive into depth and have a depth conversation about it. That's what we're gonna do. Cool.
So
then my official last words is: Republicans and conservatives are weirdos.
sir.
Okay.
Y'all weirdos. Y'all are weird. Y'all. I saw someone make the argument. Hey, someone made the argument that you should be allowed to marry a girl if she's 17. That argument was in defense of somebody saying you should wait till you're 18 to transition.
All righty.
Right. Republicans and conservatives are weirdos, and y'all like children. And if you black and you agree with that, you used to listen to R. Kelly.
Wait a minute, leave R. Kelly alone.
On purpose.
Okay.
Not on accident. Wasn't the radio.
That's his last word.
You
search
up R. Kelly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ron, what's your last word?
Ron, what's your last word, sir?
I'm trying to figure out how all that correlated. I'm going on some tangents, boy. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Listen, mine is just on a personal note. Boundaries, awareness of expectations, and identifying what supports you and what doesn't, and making sure that you kind of clarify your position with people who would use your talents or your gifts for their betterment without duly compensating. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a financial compensation. It just has to be a level of reciprocity or return on your investment. So we need to be in better functional relationships with people that surround.
Good stuff. T, last word.
So since we're going back into the school year, tonight was our open house night for one middle school. Tomorrow morning is the other middle school. Um, a lot of things happened over the summer with children being missing and taken. Especially here in QC and North Carolina, period. There's a lot of Amber alerts that went off. Pay attention to your kids. As we go back into the school year here, our kids get on the bus. Some have to be there at 5:30 in the morning if they're high schoolers. Trafficking is real. It still exists. So pay attention to your kids. Watch other people's kids. If you're a good person, pay attention to what's going on and make sure that you teach your kids. The other day on the news, it was two boys who were trying to grab the two boys and they ran to a house and banged on the door and the neighbors opened up and let them in. Make sure that you have your kids paying attention to their surroundings as they go out in these streets and they leave you. All I can do is pray that when my children leave my sight, that they are smart enough and witty enough. And if you know disease, they'll probably fight you before they let you take them. But make sure that they know how to pay attention to their surroundings. As taking kids as little as 6-year-olds, teach them early to pay attention to their surroundings.
Good
and love
stuff.
on these kids. And I hope that all the kids have a great, especially my new college kids and my old college kid in the room, have a great school year.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, again, happy school year for everybody going to school, going off to college. Parents, take a role in your school, your kids' education. If you don't take a role, if you don't have a plan for your kids, the school system and the prison system have a plan for you. I'm going to say it again. If you don't have a plan to make sure your children and you have a pipeline with the teachers and the principals of that school, if you don't have a plan for their success, for your children's success, the school system and the prison pipe and the prison have a plan for your kids. I hate to be so blunt about it, but you got to show interest in your kids. Hey guys, great show. We were just playing around with playing with the summer edition. We'll be back full-fledged very soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I haven't said this all summer, but I'm going to say it. And like always, guys, may your next move be the game changer. Peace.